Hello and welcome to Rockwall Canyon. Today we're taking you on a tour behind the railroad on the back end of my property. The land kind of goes downhill here towards a watershed, but on the hillside you'll see some of these large granite anomalies left over from the previous glacier. There's probably 10 or 15 of them back here. And what's interesting is they're kind of in a circle shape here, and knowing that we're about a week out from winter solstice, we're kind of wondering if maybe this might be some kind of an ancient calendar. It's kind of a landmark here. So we did a little bit of research, and I think we might be onto something here. So we need to find a guide stone. It's supposed to be about 50 meters from this site, and on the winter solstice, the solar ray should point towards one of these stones, which will indicate, whatever the calendar position is, and we'll have a little connection to our past here potentially. Now these kind of things have been talked about in Hampshire for years. I think maybe the farmers that were into making apples, they didn't make very good apples in New Hampshire for a while, and but they did make good apple cider, so we'll keep it at that. Okay, well, I measured out 50 yards, and I found this boulder. Unfortunately, I may have disturbed it with my tractor. I'm a little concerned that I may be out of position here. But it's in the right place, and it looks right. There is one little issue, though. Yeah. Hey, look, there's a train up there. All right, today we welcome a new Alco S-4 to the roster, Canadian National 8152. And we also have brought back a couple of Rock Island covered hopper cars that were sent out for weathering. One of our friends from the Hampshire Garden Railway Society has started a little business doing weathering, and I'll link his information to the YouTube description, of course. But he's done a great job on these cars. I always love this paint scheme, but the light blue just called out for weathering. The Aristocrat did a great job, but they really needed some weathering. And this locomotive was procured by the Winona Garden Railway shop up in Canada. They did a great job designing the graphics, and Charles Rowe and USA Trains did a great job making it. Well, here they go. They're heading off onto the bridge out of Pont Rocheau, heading towards Dampfboot. And Dampfboot, of course, means steamboat. And as you can see, we are heading over the little stream up here. It's actually the confluence of two little streams. Hence, I have two little bridges, which are great. Because the other phonetic meaning of Dampfboot is literally you get a damp shoe every time you walk through there because it's muddy. And yeah, so that's my little pun for this area. There's a lot of work to be done at this station. Kind of a skeleton of what should be there, but it's very hard to bring rocks out there, so I may have to do some kind of a facade to give this a little more structure to it. And here we go into the morning light, heading towards St. Patrick's. That's our major terminal. We're making the bend around here. A lot of work to do in this area. There's just a lot of kind of poorly drained soil in that area, and the kind of swampy grasses have started to come up. But it's something I can handle in the spring and transform a little bit. A little bit of stone in there will fix everything up. Again, we're going to put nice station platforms back there in the station. There we are, heading back through the wetland there, and through Dampfboot. And again, we're heading into Pont Rocheau, heading back towards Rockwall Canyon. In the foreground, you can see my little trail system that I'm making. I've got a little culvert I put in over the stream, and then the trail is going to kind of veer off to the left. But before I do that, I'm going to put a little more stone in this area over at Pont Rocheau and make a trail right along the edge of the railroad bridge, of course, too. But this is more of a high-capacity trail over here. Someplace I can take my tractor through, or the kids can even ride their bikes across. It'll be, a hard-packed gravel. All right, so here we are coming in to Blimpton Quarry. Train is doing nicely through there. Let's see the pre-sunrise light coming through. It's getting to be a little warmer. It started off around 35 degrees. It's probably around 37 right now. In the lower areas, it might be a little colder. The engines are actually sputtering a little bit back there as they work to find traction. The frost actually came down and landed on the rails there, and formed on the rails, I should say. You can see a little bit there. It's really hard to focus on it in the light there, but yeah, the rails are very slick this morning, so that's why we have two locomotives to do the work of what will normally be one engine, I think. I was never a big fan of raised layouts, but man, having this up off the ground in all these big spaces between the stations has really made this large layout possible. I don't think the maintenance would be possible if this was all ground level. I'd never have time to run trains, but this is great. I come out here and I put the train on and it goes. It's great. And again, we have another area here where we're kind of struggling with the frost on the rails. You can see the train literally stalling, and but it's working its way through it. I honestly thought one of the motors had become unplugged. It was just really struggling that hard to get through the icy rails. Alright, we can see the morning sun coming up, illuminating our train as it heads out towards Stonehenge again. So one last run. Well, seeing that beam of light, I wonder how our solar array is doing. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that part.